Hey girl, listen. Okay, you've got a villain, but pretty much there's nothing new under the sun. We have seen it. It's all been done before. So you're trying to find some new moves, something to zhuzh up your villain, something to jazz your villain up. But the question is, where can you go for inspiration? Is AI okay? Is that ethical? What do we feel about that? What do we think? Let's talk about it on this episode of the StoryPod podcast, girl. Come on in, bestie. Welcome to StoryPod, where we do the doing of story development together. Brought to you by Creative BFF. Hello. You listen, we're kind of in our office series of videos because, we got to make videos by any means necessary. All right. And sometimes my language. Sometimes that means, so I'm just making sure this is recording. Sometimes that means we're in unconventional locations, okay? And today's unconventional location is the office on my break time, okay? So forgive me, but listen, we're real out here, okay? We're real people with real lives. But anyway, so as always, if you have any questions that I can answer here on the podcast, or if I can be of assistance to you in any way, shape, or form in your writing journey as you are putting together your beautiful, amazing story that I can't wait to read and that the world needs to see, but you need some help, you need a creative BFF, listen, hit me up. I'm here for you. You can email me at ash@creativebff.com, or you can check out my website, creativebff.com. There, you will be able to contact me. You can see what services I offer. Listen, and also, quiet as it's kept, I just started a TikTok. It's not specifically Creative BFF, although I think I will start a TikTok for Creative BFF. It's kind of going to be more so like the other parts of my life, which have a lot to do with fitness, nutrition, and other stuff besides that. I don't know what else. Art, kind of, I started playing with my hair because I thought my hair, but I don't know if it'll be that. I don't know if that's interesting to you. But if it is, you can find me at She's Girl Friday, SHES Girl, GIRL, Friday, FRIDAY. Okay. But anyway, moving right along, we have a Reddit question that we're going to answer, as per usual, girl. Okay. And the question is this: from the r/YA writers, young adult writers, is using AI to create a power/moveset for a character ethical? I'm writing this big bad, and I have everything down except for a unique moveset. I have an idea of what I want the theme of it to be, but I'm struggling to find sources that aren't overdone. Is it ethical to use AI for some inspiration? So this is like the question du jour, right? Right now, this is du jour. What does du jour mean? Of the time, the question right now, of the night, I don't know. But the ethicality, is that a word, of using AI in various places, but for us creatives in creative applications. And of course, I've done a couple of episodes on using AI in creative things to help with idea generation and things like that. Now, of course, listen, being in the type of career path that I'm trying to forge for myself, I would say hit up a little story coach, hit me up. I will help you generate ideas or what. Okay, whatever. But barring that, is it ethical to consult with AI for ideas? Now, the thing about AI, if I understand it correctly, and you can let me know if this is true or not, but the way I understand it is AI is just basically pulling from the collective knowledge of humanity, right? And sometimes not even completely accurately. But that's not necessarily an issue. Accuracy is not necessarily an issue when we're trying to use it for creative things, right? So basically, it's going to be pulling and distilling and what is the word I'm looking for? Tailoring different ideas based on what's already kind of out there in the world. I don't think that we're yet at AI, at least that's widely accessible to the general population, that is coming up with brand new stuff that nobody's ever seen before, especially in the creative space, right? I could be wrong. I don't know. I don't follow it that closely. But I think in terms of whether it's ethical or not is a question that each person has to wrestle with for themselves as a creator, because at the end of the day, everybody is going to have their opinion on it. So if you are this writer or this creator and your audience, you make this great book and your audience finds out that, oh, this moveset for this villain was 100%, generated, by AI, there are some people who are not going to like that and they will stop reading and they'll kind of write you off, and you're no longer going to be someone that they want to participate with because they have very strong feelings against using AI in this way. Then there are other people who don't care and don't have a problem with it and are very comfortable with the use of AI. So I think that this is going to boil down to your own personal convictions. Do you feel like it's unethical? Do you feel janky if you rely on AI too much? Now, I do think, and I'm coming off the top of the dome here, I don't have any studies to cite, but I feel like I'm pretty sure that I've heard somewhere that the use or the overuse of AI is basically kind of like, how do I want to phrase this? Like handicapping people, kind of dumbing people down, kind of dulling people's ability to create, do these things, write, whatever, on their own. And I will say this, that when I, a year ago was first kind of dipping into it, that was definitely a fear for me. And that was definitely something that I felt like I started experiencing, even if I was just using it to, write a quick email for me on my job, AI, because I don't feel like writing this email. It wasn't too long. I mean, I didn't use it all the time, but if I used it a couple of times a week or whatever, I did feel like it was kind of robbing my ability to put together these business emails, which I had been doing for, over a decade, writing business emails and, doing it well, I think, or whatever. And it did translate over into my fears around when I was doing creative writing as well, because at the time that I first started looking into AI, using it creatively, which I've mentioned in a couple of my other podcasts, I was working on a project with a friend of mine, and he was heavily using AI to help him work through the project, and he wanted to continue using it. So that's why I was kind of like, okay, let me see what this is about. And as I was using it, even though I was generating the ideas, the AI was putting the words on the page. So it kind of began to make me question my ability to write well. And so what helped me kind of like remind myself, like, okay, you're a good writer, you're a solid writer, or at least I like my writing. Okay. I feel like there's some quality there. I'm not trying to toot my own horn or anything. What helped me to return to that sort of confidence was actually starting to just write things, not anything super long, but short little snippets, which they're here and there on here. I put them in one of my videos on AI at the end of one of my videos on AI stuff in general, and I do need to put them up as shorts on this channel. I will eventually. I don't know why I've hesitated, but it was refreshing and enjoyable for me to put these sentences together, even just a few, and it reminded me that I enjoy writing. It reminded me that I'm kind of good at putting words together and crafting sentences, and it grew into a larger project that I'm working on, which I don't have any, concrete dates of when any of this is going to come out, but it's just something that I'm working on and I'm writing it. And the only time I'm going to ChatGPT is like, help me come up with a name for this poison, or doing research. How do wolf pups act? So I'm not asking it to write passages for me. I'm not asking it to generate plot ideas and character descriptions and all of the things that I actually really like doing. I'm just using it in my own work for research and naming, because I'm terrible at naming stuff. So it's helpful for those things. But my feeling about it for my own writing is I would probably not use it necessarily to come up with things that were integral to a character. I prefer to do that work myself rather than ask AI to do it. Or I would prefer to talk to a human person, a friend of mine who I know that I trust their storytelling abilities, or I trust their opinion. And I'm blessed to have a few people like that in my life that I can turn to and say, hey, what do you think about this? In terms of powers and stuff like that. And they'll give me a moment of their time, but I would not turn to AI for those things if I can at all avoid it. However, somebody else who, doesn't have that issue, go on ahead and do it. Do what you feel is right. So the TLDR answer is it's really going to boil down to your personal view, what you feel is ethical about the uses of AI. And maybe if you're really concerned about it, maybe setting up boundaries for yourself around the things that you want to do in your writing and the things that maybe you don't like doing, the things that, you can push off onto AI to help you in your process, and those will be the things that you do that for. And maybe for you, that is helping with characterization things. And maybe you're not as comfortable, or you don't feel as confident in your character development skills, or, all of that, whatever, plotting, world building, whatever that may be. And so maybe you turn to AI to help for that, because maybe your favorite thing is just writing the words on the page. You have a general idea and you just want to put the words on the page, and everything in between you want to give to somebody else to do. So perhaps AI can be that someone for you, but I would say be careful, because slowly but surely little things are trickling out about how using AI affects humans, their brains, their abilities to reason and produce and do these things. So those would be concerns for me. But, at the end of the day, girl, do you? Only you can answer that question for yourself. And there's going to be people who like it and people who don't like it on either side. So at the end of the day, my non-answer answer is it's going to depend on what you feel is ethical and right in using AI, because this is a whole new world with AI. Okay. We've never seen anything like this before. And so we're still developing around it. Right. But anyway, listen, have a great day. Those are my thoughts. What are your thoughts? How do you feel about using AI in this way? What do you feel are some approved, uses in your mind of AI? And what are some things that you're like, bots, no, don't do it. That's going too far. As it relates to creativity, because we could think of many areas that would answer those questions, but specifically as a creative person, what do you think? How would you use or not use AI? And how do you feel about people who do use AI either extensively or just a little bit? Love you. Listen, have a great day. Talk to you later, girl. Bye.